Erase weak habits, install discipline. The boy is built from softness, from the pursuit of comfort, from a life where pleasure disguises itself as peace. He lingers in the warmth of routine, seeking validation instead of purpose. Every habit of the boy is an invisible leash. Indulgence in distractions, avoidance of responsibility, the love of being understood rather than respected. These habits become chains that rattle louder with each passing year, until they drown out the instinct for greatness. To erase weak habits is not to hate the boy, but to recognize that comfort is a form of self-sabotage. Comfort gives the illusion of safety, yet it slowly starves the will. The boy waits to feel ready, to find motivation, to get around to it. But readiness is a mirage. Motivation is a luxury. The man does not wait, he acts, and through action, he builds the internal furnace called discipline. Discipline is not a feeling but a structure of behavior that stands even when emotion collapses. It begins where comfort ends, at the edge of resistance, in the quiet moment when you choose to do what is necessary instead of what is easy. The boy resists structure because he mistakes freedom for the absence of rules. The man understands that real freedom is the mastery of rules, the ability to govern oneself with precision. He builds rituals instead of routines, principles instead of moods. His days are designed like fortresses, each hour has a purpose. Each task is measured against his larger mission. To install discipline is to take control of time, to mold it like metal. The man treats his hours as soldiers, each one sent out with a task, each one expected to return with results. He knows that wasted time compounds into weakness. He learns to schedule not for convenience, but for conquest. Discipline is forged by repetition, waking before desire, training before distraction, creating before comfort. Every small act of consistency is a declaration of war against mediocrity. But the transformation from the boy to the man is not immediate. It is a demolition. Erasing weak habits means dismantling the false identities built around them. The boy defines himself by what feels good. The man defines himself by what endures. You cannot simply replace habits. You must destroy the mental architecture that supports them. That destruction is painful because it feels like death. And in truth, it is a death. It is the death of the weaker version of yourself, the version addicted to pleasure, comfort, and external validation. When you erase weak habits, you strip life down to its essentials: time, effort, and outcome. The man learns to operate under these principles as laws of nature. He no longer negotiates with laziness, he disciplines it. He no longer bargains with fear, he executes despite it. Discipline becomes the new oxygen. It is not glamorous, not emotional, but it sustains everything. Through discipline, chaos becomes structure, impulse becomes intention, and weakness becomes power. Forge identity through trial. The man is not born through ease, but through deliberate confrontation with adversity. The boy seeks to avoid struggle, to escape discomfort, to remain in the safety of predictability. Yet identity does not emerge in peace, it is carved from resistance. Every trial is a mirror that reflects who you truly are beneath the illusions. When life strikes, when plans collapse, when effort meets rejection, the boy retreats into blame, while the man steps forward into ownership. He understands that struggle is the only forge hot enough to shape character. Without trial, there is no clarity. Without confrontation, there is no strength. The boy believes that pain is punishment. The man knows that pain is instruction. Through pain, the weak parts of his nature reveal themselves, begging to be remade. Forging identity means stepping into the flame willingly. The man does not wait for hardship to arrive. He manufactures it. He seeks out challenges that stretch his limits, disciplines that test his endurance, environments that expose his incompetence. He understands that growth is not found in victory, but in the slow, grinding friction of improvement. Each trial becomes a laboratory where his flaws are studied and corrected. When exhaustion arrives, he treats it as feedback. When failure stings, he dissects it instead of mourning it. Trial becomes his teacher, and resilience becomes his language. He learns that struggle is not a deviation from the path. It is the path itself. The boy hides behind the illusion that life should be fair. He waits for favorable conditions, for recognition, for signs that he is on the right track. The man discards such fantasies. He realizes that fairness is irrelevant, only effectiveness matters. The world respects results, not excuses. Trials exist to strip you of illusions until only what works remains. The man learns to respond to failure without self-pity. He examines outcomes like a strategist, not a victim. Each defeat teaches precision, each rejection builds endurance, and each setback sculpts his understanding of himself. He uses trial as both hammer and chisel, shaping identity through the blows. Every great transformation demands pressure. A sword cannot be formed in cool air. It requires the furnace. So too with the human spirit. The man learns to tolerate the heat, to remain steady while others melt. The process of forging identity is slow, methodical, and relentless. It is not about appearing strong. It is about becoming durable. Through trial, the man learns the boundaries of his strength and the depth of his weakness. He learns to stand alone, to adapt when abandoned, to persist when no applause is offered. He becomes unshakable because he has already been broken and rebuilt by his own will. Master appearance and substance. The man learns that perception governs opportunity, but substance governs survival. The boy believes that truth alone is enough, that being genuine will earn him respect. Yet the world is not ruled by sincerity but by strategy. Power moves through perception. It bends toward those who understand how to be seen. The man recognizes that to master life, one must first master appearances. Not through deceit, but through deliberate control. He shapes how others interpret him the way a sculptor shapes marble. Every gesture, every silence, every word, every piece of presentation is calculated to align with his intent. The boy speaks without awareness, reacts without restraint, and reveals without purpose. The man studies himself from the outside, seeing what others see. He knows that appearance is a form of currency, one that can open doors closed to those who merely possess talent. But appearance without substance is a hollow throne. The man builds his image upon a foundation of skill, knowledge, and competence. He trains when no one watches, perfects details others ignore, and learns to make excellence look effortless. The boy performs for applause, the man performs for mastery. His reputation becomes a reflection of consistent results, not loud declarations. He understands that image amplifies value only when value already exists. Without substance, presentation decays into vanity. Without presentation, substance remains invisible. The man must balance both, the hidden strength of substance and the visible force of presence. To master appearance is to understand timing and tone. The man knows when to speak and when to remain silent, when to project confidence and when to conceal advantage. He wears composure like armor. Emotion becomes a private ritual, not a public spectacle. His calmness unnerves the chaotic. His certainty draws allegiance. The boy seeks validation through exposure. The man seeks influence through restraint. He never confuses transparency with honesty. One reveals weakness, the other commands respect. His discipline extends to his posture, his expression, his voice. Every detail communicates control, and control breeds authority. Substance, meanwhile, is the engine that sustains perception. The man invests in himself, relentlessly reading, observing, practicing. He does not announce progress, he demonstrates it. He becomes a quiet storm, subtle yet undeniable. His appearance becomes believable because his results confirm it. When people see him, they sense the weight of preparation, the density of discipline, the precision of thought. The boy tries to impress through words, the man lets evidence speak. This dual mastery, of appearance and substance, allows him to navigate every environment with strategic power. He commands rooms not by demand but by presence. His reputation precedes him because it has been engineered, not left to chance. He controls his narrative before others can write it for him, decide quickly, correct brutally. The boy lives in hesitation. He fears the weight of choice, the finality of commitment, and the possibility of failure. He hides behind the illusion of preparation, convincing himself that he needs more time, more signs, more reassurance. In truth, indecision is the slowest form of death. Every moment spent wavering erodes authority, dulls instinct, and feeds anxiety. The man understands that the world rewards movement, not contemplation. He knows that perfection is an illusion constructed by those afraid to act. To decide quickly is not recklessness. It is a declaration of control over uncertainty. The man makes decisions the way a general moves troops, swiftly, decisively, with awareness that delay invites defeat. Action clarifies what thought alone cannot. Each decision cuts through confusion and brings truth into view. The boy wants every decision to feel right before he acts. The man knows that feelings are unreliable advisors. He decides according to logic, evidence, and purpose, not comfort. He trains his mind to move even when doubt whispers. Every second wasted in hesitation strengthens weakness. Quick decisions are not born of impulse but of preparation. They are built on a foundation of knowledge and inner order. The man has rehearsed his values so deeply that when choice arrives, he already knows his direction. He trusts his structure more than his emotion. By acting decisively, he creates momentum, and momentum, once gained, becomes a form of dominance. But decisiveness without correction is arrogance. The man expects error, anticipates failure, and prepares to adapt. When he discovers a mistake, he does not cling to it out of pride. He dissects it and replaces it without hesitation. Correction is not humiliation but refinement. He understands that the faster he corrects, the stronger his position becomes. Brutal correction means stripping away attachment to ego. The boy argues for his errors, defending them out of fear of looking foolish. The man kills his errors before they multiply. He does not protect mistakes, he audits them. Each correction sharpens precision and deepens wisdom. In this cycle of decision and correction, the man becomes efficient. He learns more in months than others do in years, because he spends no time in paralysis. The process is ruthless but liberating. He accepts that no decision will ever be perfect, only productive. He treats every outcome as data. Success is confirmation, failure is instruction. By deciding quickly and correcting brutally, he bends time to his advantage. The boy floats, reacting to circumstance. The man advances, forcing circumstance to react to him. This rhythm, act, assess, adjust, becomes his discipline. It makes him unstoppable, for he no longer fears being wrong, only being stagnant. Use alliances, but rely on self. The man understands that power is rarely built in isolation, but it is always secured through independence. The boy clings to others for validation, comfort, and rescue. He believes that loyalty should be unconditional, that friendship means being saved, that connection will compensate for his lack of discipline. The man sees alliances differently, not as emotional attachments, but as strategic instruments. He recognizes that people are driven by their own interests, and that mutual benefit is the only true foundation of trust. To rely on self is not to reject others, but to ensure that no alliance becomes a cage. The man builds networks deliberately, choosing individuals who align with his vision, not his insecurities. He studies motives before offering loyalty. He knows that dependency erodes authority, while autonomy commands respect. True alliance begins with value. The man offers competence before companionship. He becomes someone worth aligning with, skilled, reliable, and efficient. The boy demands loyalty before proving worth. The man earns loyalty through performance. He contributes strategically, never overextending, never offering more than he can afford to lose. His alliances are transactional by design, built on clear expectations and results. This does not make him cold, it makes him unexploitable. The boy seeks to be liked, the man seeks to be necessary. Necessity is power. When you are useful, your absence becomes costly. The man cultivates this position quietly, ensuring that every alliance depends more on his contribution than on his compliance. Yet he never forgets that alliances shift. Loyalty fades when convenience disappears. The man prepares for betrayal long before it arrives. He keeps emotional distance even in closeness, knowing that affection can blind judgment. He reads people as he reads maps, understanding that each has borders, ambitions, and hidden terrains. When an alliance weakens, he does not plead, he replaces. He maintains multiple pathways of support so that no single loss can cripple him. His relationships are layered, flexible, and maintained through mutual advantage. Relying on self is his ultimate defense. He develops skills that make him independent of flattery, approval, and charity. Financially, mentally, and emotionally, he becomes his own foundation. Self-reliance does not mean isolation, it means sovereignty. The man enjoys connection without dependence. He shares resources but keeps control. He collaborates but never surrenders initiative. He gives trust only where structure protects it. His strength attracts genuine allies, those who respect his autonomy because they see its reflection in themselves. When alliances strengthen him, he welcomes them. When they threaten his freedom, he withdraws without hesitation. Through this balance, he becomes both cooperative and untouchable. His power multiplies because it is rooted in something no one can take. Self-mastery, the transformation from boy to man, is not a poetic awakening. It is a ruthless reconstruction. It demands that you dismantle the illusions that once comforted you. The belief that time is abundant, that ease is progress, that others will carry your purpose. The boy dies not through age, but through accountability. The man is born not through applause, but through obedience to principle. To live as a man is to declare war against your former self every single day, to erase weakness with discipline, to forge identity through trial, to master both substance and appearance, to decide with speed and correct with precision, to build alliances without surrendering autonomy. The man does not wait for greatness to be granted. He manufactures it through structure, repetition, and endurance. The world bends to those who command themselves, for mastery within breeds authority without. And when the boy has been buried, when excuses have been exiled, And when strength has become law, the man stands, silent, steady, and sovereign, the architect of his own becoming.